Welcome to FanDraftPicks.com, the world leader in daily free selections for FanDuel and DraftKings. It's our NBA selection show for FanDuel and DraftKings, Monday night, February 9th, 2015. Let's get right to the action. If we pull up FanDuel, you will see that there are 9 games on the docket tonight. Our goal, as always, find a couple guys who are going to crank out points. Here's our first guy, the center of the Atlanta Hawks, Al Horford. He's $8,400 on FanDuel. If we pull up his recent performances, we'll see in his last 10 games, there's only been 2 times that he has not exceeded his average. And one of those was just yesterday against Memphis, where he scored a very, very low 19 points. You can see how low that is for him. What's the best medicine for that? How about a bounce-back game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, tonight's opponents? Okay, if you pull him up on DraftKings, he's $7,900. Look at this. His last time out against Minnesota, 38 points he uncorked. 38 fantasy points he put up. If you look inside one of his better games, let's do that. Let's look inside this 49.75 against Philly that he put up. 49.75 fantasy points I'm talking about. We want him to put up 50 plus tonight. If we look in that game, the things that stands out are these things right here. Boards, assists, and blocks. And I'll tell you, with Al Horford, it's kind of bizarre. It's with his blocks. When he has big numbers in blocks, he does great. He has big fantasy numbers. He's pretty good at blocks, actually. I mean, he's not top in the NBA by any stretch, but he's up there. If you'll pull up blocks in the NBA, you'll see Anthony Davis is 1. Hassan Whiteside is 2. However, he's definitely in the upper echelon. And if you pull, you'll see these right here. And I'll pull him up right there. He's right there. And he's above guys like Al Jefferson, LaMarcus Aldridge. He's right there with Tyson Chandler. So he can reject shots. We need him to reject a ton of shots tonight. And he might be able to, because here's why. If you pull up team opponent blocks, you'll see that the Timberwolves are the 4th worst team in the NBA. They give up the 4th most opponent blocks. We like that. For what it's worth, when it comes to assists, not that we're banking on a ton of assists from Horford, but hey, if we can get them, you'll see that they're the 10th worst. Minnesota's the 10th worst in the NBA when it comes to opponent assists. So, hey, the fact that they're weak in blocks and assists is great. Minnesota gives up a lot of points. 106.1. Second most in the NBA. That looks great for Al Horford. And if you look at this over-under in Vegas, it's 203. That's in the upper half of the higher scoring projected games tonight. So that's great. Horford should be able to dominate and have a pretty big fantasy game against the Timberwolves. Let's pull up our next guy. Now we want to pull up a guy that can get 60 plus relatively easily, do I say? This guy, Stephen Curry. We think it is a great matchup for Curry tonight for the Golden State Warriors as he's going to battle the Philadelphia 76ers. He's $10,100 on FanDuel. If we pull him up on DraftKings, we're going to see he's $10,400. Okay, you know Curry's an animal. This guy's a beast. If you look at, where do you start with the guy? If you look at his games, 5 of his last 6, he's exceeded his average. And Jesus, he averages 46.6 right there on DraftKings. If we go inside one of his big games, let's do that. Let's see one of his. He just recently went off on Dallas. He scored 67.5. What sticks out in that? Let's look at that and let's see what did he do. And here's the glaring thing. 3-point attempts. 10 for 16. I mean, look right here when he uncorked 57 fantasy points. 5 for 11 against Utah on 3-point attempts. We want him to take trays all day long. We want him to put up 1 million trays because he has big numbers when he does. When it comes to opponent three-point attempts in the NBA, the Sixers give up the third most in the league at 24.6. That's fantastic. That's just what we want to see. Here's another matchup that's that we think could be big tonight for Curry to pump in a lot of points. If you pull him up 25 to 29 feet from the hoop, you're going to see that Stephen Curry is tops in the NBA in field goal attempts from that distance and also field goals made from that distance. He loves that 25 to 29 long tray. If you put him way out beyond the arc, you will see that Philly is the 4th worst team in field goal attempts from 25 to 29 feet. And Philly also gives up the 4th most field goals from 25 to 29 feet. So in other words, Curry's deadly from three-point range, from way out there, and he should be really deadly against the Sixers. The only drawback, Golden State's favored by 15.5. However, it's on the road at Philly, so they're not at home for this as they're a big favorite. What we want is Philly to keep it close so Curry is not sitting the fourth quarter. We don't want anything like that. Here's why Philly might be able to make sure Curry's in that fourth quarter. Philly might be able to make he's in there because they're 12-40 on the season, yet they're 4-6 in their last 10, which is pretty damn good considering you're 12-40, and you won your last game, Philly did. So they won their last game, and they're at home, and they're 4-6 in their last 10. They very well could be within 7-8 points going into the fourth quarter where Curry plays. So we think Stephen Curry's a great fit tonight. Okay, let's review. The two guys we gave you are the center of the Atlanta Hawks, Al Horford, and the superstar point guard, Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors. Two guys that should be able to go off for big points tonight. Hey, make sure you visit us every day at FanDraftPicks.com as we offer a wealth of fantasy information for FanDuel and DraftKings. We offer free picks every day in NBA, NCAA, NHL, soon Major League Baseball starting. We offer our value pick of the day. We'll give you a great sleeper pick. Our NBA Spotlight profiles 3 would-be superstars for the night. Our NHL Spotlight profiles 1 would-be hockey superstar for the night. And as always, we offer complete lineup projections in both FanDuel and DraftKings formats. We can get you closer to those big guaranteed prize pool winnings than you've ever been in your life. This is our NBA selection show for Monday, February 9th. Hey, make sure you come back tomorrow. We'll do it again. We'll have our selection show for Tuesday night. Good luck to everybody tonight. Go get some winners.